Now add more features by adding radio buttons. So here under button, so we have a radio button. So for that, let's move this button down, remove the constraint, pull it down. As you know, the radio button should have a group. So within the same group, only one button is active. So before you add a button, we need to add a radio group first. So here, let me give a radio group. And for this radio group, within that, we are going to add the buttons. So let me put it under this one, then left, right, then let's have constraint like that. The radio group, let's make it bigger. And in this radio group, let's add the three buttons here. Instead of just computing, the computing returns some addition of that. Let's choose the operation, whether addition, multiplication, or division, like that. We can choose it by button, radio button. So I have one radio button, then two, then three buttons. There, the three buttons are there. By default, it's stacked up, so vertically. If you want to place it horizontally, what you need to do is have this text XML view, and then find the radio group there. And in the radio group, you need to add an attribute, so which is Android colon orientation, choose as horizontal. For some reason, the graphic editor does not allow this attribute. So then if you go to design, then buttons are placed horizontally. And then let's give an ID of each button. So first button, let's call it ID add the radio button. And then label for this radio button is add. That was the last one. That's okay. Let's keep this way anyway. Then let's make this one big enough. And this one, let's name it as ID multiply button, multiply radio button. Then label of this one is multiply. Then this one, let's have it ID divide radio button, the label divide. So after we enter the number, we choose which operation through radio button and then click the computer. So that's what you want to do. So go back to the program. Now in else part, so those validations are done. So we continue to use the same one. But here, now we need to check which button is, which radio button is clicked. So what you do is if ID radio button, add the radio button is checked. If that is true, then add radio button is checked. Then similarly, else if ID multiply radio button is checked, then we do something there. Then else if ID divide the radio button is checked, then we do here. Then else is the last case is that none of the button has been, a radio button has been selected. Then we would toast the message, toast make text, and this context select an operation, then toast short show up. Show is the one. So when add button is pressed, then we are going to add and then display it on a output view there. So ID output text, what you want to display is that n1 plus n2 equals curly brace n1 plus n2. That's what you want to display. And similarly, in multiply button is chosen, then we say n1 times n2 and times n2. And then divide, so we do similarly, n1 divided by n2 there. So let's test the code. Run the program. It's there. A computer button is not having the constraints. So after moving this one, compute the button constraint should go up there. So let me take this out and then connect the constraints again there. Okay, so let's run it again. Now compute button is properly located. So at this moment, if I give some number, then compute saying that select an operation, toast message comes up. And then if I choose add, the result is there. Multiply, the result changes. Divide, the result changes. What if I do divide by 0? Then it's infinity value comes up. That's a Kotlin definition. So we have used another control flow for the radio buttons.